This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only. Anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Listen, double check you're still subscribed to the channel. Double check your notifications are on. And if you hit that like button, double check it's working properly. Because these bad actors are working overtime to suppress the channel because they're terrified of more people becoming aware of all the fraud and corruption in the United States stock market. Guys, listen to me. The banks are having serious liquidity issues, okay? The banks are in trouble. And you guys see it in the reverse repo, and I'll do a video on that probably tomorrow, that, you know, how low the reverse repo has gotten. But let me tell you guys what happened last week. The United States of America decided they were gonna buy back about $4 billion in U.S. Treasury bonds, okay? And you know what the banks tried to do? The banks offered them $10 billion. The banks offered them $10 billion. The banks were going overboard trying to sell back those bonds so they could get some liquidity. And when the government saw how anxious the bank was to sell back those bonds, the United States government only bought back $192 million. Okay? They planned on buying back over $4 billion in treasury bonds, but they ended up buying back only $192 million when the banks tried to sell them over $10 billion in bonds. What does that tell you? It tells you that the banks are having a serious liquidity issue. And if the banks are having a serious liquidity issue, that means the naked shorters are having a serious liquidity issue also. So all the bad actors, naked shorting AMC, GME, NWBO, GNS, BINI, and a whole lot of other stocks, they are in deep trouble. The bank's liquidity is almost gone. And when the liquidity is gone, they will margin call those naked shorters. And once they margin call those naked shorters, they're going to have to come up with the collateral, which I don't believe they have. And then you have forced liquidations. Then a lot of good companies will start rising to their true value. And then the ones that they have seriously naked shorted has the potential to mow ass, has the potential to squeeze to some very high numbers. The bottom line is this. The United States government didn't even know how bad the liquidity crisis was for the banks. They went in willing to buy back about over $4 billion in treasury bonds. And when they seen how much bonds the banks were trying to sell them, they decided we're going to stop at $192 million. Bottom line is this. The banks are in trouble. And if the banks are in trouble with liquidity, the AMC GME naked shorters are in trouble with liquidity also. But like I tell you guys all the time, the banks will not drown with the naked shorters. They will let them drown all by themselves. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think that the banks are having serious liquidity issues if they try to sell back $10 billion in treasury bonds to the government? Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.